reaching the end of this thing. This is our very last country in all of Oceania. So what is there left to cook? I mean, that I can pull off in this kitchen. And welcome back to Cliffieland. This is weekend country number 188 on our second attempt of cooking the food of every single country in the world. Tonight we're up to the nation of Vanuatu. Vanuatu, a small island nation, an archipelago of about 80 islands, is located in the Pacific Ocean between, about a third of the way between Australia and Hawaii. Its closest neighbors are New Caledonia, which is part of France, Fiji, and Papua New Guinea. And it is a beautiful, beautiful country with a rich culinary tradition. As with all of these island nations, the culinary tradition usually involves large dishes done in a very certain way with a very particular procedure for a large group of people, and that's not what we can pull off in this kitchen, but we're going to try anyway. Now, the food of Vanuatu is, as with the other nations of Oceania, centered around a lot of things that you can find there, such as a lot of fish. There's a lot of root vegetables such as taro and manioc, and fresh fruits and vegetables, locally grown greens, breadfruit, bananas, pineapples, and as always, coconut. Lots and lots of coconut, and that's going to feature in what we're doing here tonight. So let's see how this haul went last time around. Well, 5 years ago on the Global Cooking Challenge, I wound up cooking one particular dish called chicken lap lap, and that is one of the most popular dishes in Vanuatu. It's usually done by a large group of people, for a large group of people, over an open pit of fire and charcoal, and that's not what we can pull off here. I did find one recipe that was for chicken lap lap, and that was done in a kitchen, and it had its limitations, but I did it, and it came out rather nicely. I noticed there were certain things about it that kind of carried forward to what we did this time around. No spoilers, but it tasted surprisingly good. I rather liked it, and we're doing it again. So let's see what goes into tonight's dish. First, for the base, we'll need 2 large squares of banana leaf, 2 cups of grated taro. We couldn't find taro, so we're using malanga, which is related but not the same thing, instead. It will be grated. 1.5 cups of coconut milk, 2 cups of what is called cooked island cabbage squeezed dry. It says you can substitute spinach, and that's what we're doing since cooked island cabbage is not locatable here. 4 small tomatoes, which will be halved, and salt and pepper. And for the chicken, you'll need 1 small whole chicken, about 1 kilo, the juice of 1 lemon or lime, 1 tablespoon of canola oil, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 tablespoon of curry powder, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes or powder, and sea salt. And finally, for the coconut sauce, 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, you can substitute canola oil, 6 cloves of garlic minced, 3 tablespoons of thinly sliced ginger, 2 lime or lemon leaves, optional. We are using kaffir lime leaves here, half a cup of flour, 2 cups of coconut milk, 2 chilies whole, half a cup of roughly chopped spring onions, and salt and pepper. So that means we need to get cooking. Preheat your oven to 374 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Celsius. Soften 2 pieces of banana leaves in hot water or by passing it over the burner of a stove. Lay one in an oiled casserole dish. Mix the grated taro with half a cup of the coconut milk. Spread the mixture evenly on the leaf to make a layer of about 5 centimeters thick. Chop the island cabbage, or in this case spinach, and place it in the center of the taro mix. Surround it with the halved tomatoes, cut side up. Season with salt and pepper. Drizzle the remaining cup of coconut milk over the whole thing. Cover with the second softened piece of banana leaf. Set the taro cake aside while you prepare the chicken. Drizzle the chicken with the citrus juice. Place it in a mixing bowl with the oil and all of the spices. Coat well and transfer to the roasting pan. Roast the chicken and the taro cake at the same time for 1 hour. Baste the chicken with pan juices from time to time, and take the banana leaf cover off the taro cake for the last 20 minutes of cooking. Meanwhile, make the coconut sauce. Heat the coconut oil in a heavy pot with the garlic and ginger, add the citrus leaves, if using, and cook a little bit more, optimally about 5 to 6 minutes. Add the flour and cook for 4 to 5 minutes to make a light roux. Pour in the coconut milk, add the chilies and the spring onion, and whisk well. Simmer for a few minutes, stirring to thicken slightly, then set aside. Take the chicken and the taro cake from the oven. Let the chicken sit for a few minutes. The recipe doesn't say how long, but I would suggest somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 minutes. Cut the chicken into serving-sized pieces and place on the taro cake. Season the coconut sauce with salt and pepper and remove from heat. Take your chicken lap to the table and drizzle with coconut sauce. Serve family style, serve hot. Well, it was actually very tasty, if I do say so myself. It could have been better. The recipe was lacking in a few different areas. The chicken was roasted nicely. The spices were fine. However, since there wasn't any kind of marinating involved, the spices from the outside didn't really work their way that much to the inside, so I didn't really get a whole lot of that flavor, which is kind of a drag. Also, the roasting whole chicken took a whole lot longer than the recipe suggested. The recipe says a lot of things about several minutes and a few minutes without any kind of specification for how long for, say, resting the chicken, and you need to rest the chicken for like a long time to get it up to safe cooking temperatures because, you know, you don't want to get sick. But that was really nice. The malanga in place of the taro was fine. The coconut sauce is really what made it. The garlic and ginger in there was very nice. Again, the recipe said several minutes for softening the ginger and garlic, and you know, if I was doing this just kind of on my own another time, I would, you know, give myself a lot more time to soften it up more, but still, it was really nice. One note about it, it does say to season it with salt and pepper at the end. Be sure you do that, because if you don't, it's kind of flavorless, and you want to make sure to bring all those flavors out, so be sure to season that properly. So, I'm gonna give that dish 4 out of 5 globes. Very tasty, very nice, had plenty of leftovers, and I enjoyed them a whole lot a few days afterwards, so yay! So thank you, Vanuatu, thank you, Oceania. It's been delicious, and someday when this is all over, hopefully I'll head out your way and have some of your delicious food. But next week we're heading back to South America for our very last time to have the scrumptious food of the nation of Venezuela. See you then. These are not my original recipes. Links to the original recipes and their authors can be found in the About section. If you have any thoughtful feelings or helpful suggestions about what I'm doing, feel free to sound off in the comments here. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when these videos are posted, and of course you can always follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thanks for coming by. See you next time. Happy eating.